Show. But prepare yourself, guys. Welcome to another episode of Talking Through the Media, is your home for entertainment news and reviews by fans for fans. I'm sorry about the slow, crazy, glitching intro right there. It's probably going to stop doing that in about 10 minutes. But joining me tonight as we talk about the WNBA drama, some House of Dragons, and other news and entertainment news, we're going to be joined by the lovely Joy Fagan. Hey, babe, how you doing? If the camera's working, here we go. I'll get it all fixed up a little bit later. Also joining us live here in the studio, returning champion, we got Robert Reed. What's going on?
Hello, hello.
All right. So, hopefully, this it's not too glitchy. I'm gonna be working the bugs out. So, guys, let me know if there's something, if it's slowed down, or if something's not happening right. Let me know. If you guys are watching us live on all the platforms, tap the screen. Let us know what you guys think. Give us your thoughts, your opinions, your comments, your questions, and concerns as we talk about the latest news this week. And let's get right into it, because I promised a tight 30, and I'm already 15 minutes behind schedule. So let's get into the first topic of the day. So, first topic. There we go. First topic. So, WNBA has been going back and forth with this whole cash cow of rage baiting, if you will. This whole thing with Caitlyn Clark and Angela Reese. My question is it genuine beef? Is it the next Larry versus Bird, or is this like a manipulated kind of machine just to get us to tune in and to pump more money into this rage baiting machine? What do you guys think about that? What you said you had some thoughts on this, Rob. What do you ultimately think about what's going on? Have you been watching all these?
I haven't been keeping up with it very much, but it doesn't take a lot to do a quick search, and all you see is pop up of flagrant fouling or whatever, and it pops up. You can tell that there's definitely some rage baiting and media push, far attention to this subject. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Hard to say. If it impacts any of the athletes' lives in a negative way significantly, I would say that's bad.
Yeah.
And if the media pushes towards that direction, that is definitely not a good thing, and I wouldn't want to see that. Is it, the competition side of it and drawing attention to the sport is in my mind, is a great thing.
Yeah.
It brings some revenue. It brings attention to the sport. It's a contact sport, guys.
Yeah.
So the fouling thing is like, okay, no surprise there.
You're right.
It is what it is.
What about you, Juju? What do you think about all this attention that the WNBA is getting?
I mean, I think probably like with pretty much anything that's a hot topic, it starts accidentally, innocently, whatever, it happens. But once the media sees the attention that the one or two just incidental times happens, then it's like, well, let's keep pointing it out. Let's keep talking about it. Let's keep making scenarios there that don't exist, because everyone wants to talk about it. And so then they just keep focusing on it. And,
The thing that gets me, that if what people don't realize is that, it doesn't take away with talent and everything like that. I mean, but all these athletes, all these, everybody, I mean, you don't get into the league unless you got some skill. But doing a little bit of research on it, when Caitlyn Clark, and I have my opinions about Caitlyn Clark and her ability. Before she even got in the league, I said she's a great shooter. She's going to put up numbers. Hell, they can go into the playoffs. For all we know, they could win, but she's not going to. Everybody kept putting it on her that she was going to dominate, like from day one, and I knew that wasn't fair for her, because it wasn't going to happen. I mean, I don't care if you're a high school football team. If you're the New Orleans Saints challenging the local high school team, and you're guaranteeing a victory, that high school team's going to play their asses off. They're going to try to destroy. You're not going to just talk crap coming in. So I feel like all the people that were hyping her up before she even got in, she's going to come in and dominate. All those other athletes were like, nuh-uh. Like, I'm a professional. Like this, like we don't let any rookie. It reminds me of the Matrix. Remember when Keanu was about to do that first jump? Even though he was the one, wasn't gonna make that jump. No one makes the jump the first time.
No one makes it the first time.
Nobody. And that's what I was thinking the whole time when they kept putting that pressure on her. She's gonna come in. She's gonna score 50 points every game, and she's gonna go undefeated. It took 4 or 5 weeks for them. 4 or 5 their first games before the Fever even got their first victory, and everything and it just kept piling on the excuses I'm like, stop trying to overhype and trying to make this into what it's not. It's not a feud. There is no feud.
Well, some of it too is just when it comes to each and every sport, when you have super fans, they're going to be strong on their opinions. It's just like when people start talking about, oh, who's the greatest basketball player ever? And someone over here is like, oh, it's Michael Jordan. No one's ever going to beat that. And they're like, no, this one, LeBron, oh, Kobe. And then everybody's comparing, well, what about 1985, this player, against 1992, who's the best? And everyone's just arguing about.
No, the answer is Caitlyn Clark. Caitlyn Clark can beat them all.
So it's like you're just going to always have people who have their very strong opinions about who their favorite is, and you're not going to change their mind.
No.
It's their favorite, and they're going to stick behind them.
It's a pro league.
Yeah.
You don't get there without being able to execute consistently on a high level.
Right.
So,
but
you're with peers.
But that brings me to like when this all started. If you go to Google Trends, if you look to when this super focus with these new fans that are in the and it's great that they're there now. A lot of the old hats are like, where were I mean like this league has always been great. And whether you want to put this emphasis on a player because they're black or they're white, there's been a bunch of great white players. Rebecca Lobo.
You're a new super fan because we haven't watched anything sports related. I mean, I watch football every year because I have fantasy leagues. But we don't watch anything else except for World Series if it involves the Astros and your WWE. But you have suddenly become WNBA's #1 fan of every game that's on. We got to watch.
I don't appreciate being called out. Okay. Maybe the hype is real. We're not
even watching regular NBA. You didn't want to watch the finals, but we got to watch WNBA.
All right. Full disclosure. I'm gonna lie. And you guys, let me know in the chat, guys. Let me know if you've been doing this. I'm not against Caitlyn Clark, but I am against overhypeness. And it's not her fault. She might become the greatest player to ever touch the ball. But to put that much on it, I don't like celebrity worshiping. I can't stand it. Like until she's actually done it, because every time she shoots for the 3 and misses, I'm gonna remind you that she never won in college. I'm just gonna do it because I like to just piss people off. So all these people that like to just overhype anybody, I don't care if it's Caitlyn Clark, I don't care if it's Angela Reese. If you start overhyping anybody, it's gonna turn me off, and I'm gonna immediately go to the opposition side. And you're like, well, she never got a ring. And that's why I put this picture up right here. If you go to Google Trends, if you look at when Caitlyn Clark's popularity really started, and when she became the most searched athlete in the WNBA on Google, it was this moment when Angela Reese taunted her and got in her face. After that happened, this flood of support for Caitlyn Clark just came out of nowhere, and they're still there. And that's where this money is all coming from. To me, they're still fair weather fans, but it's still good for the WNBA. This wrestling, like you brought up wrestling, this wrestling like storyline of of the good guy back, or who's the fan favorite, who's the real MVP, who's this. It's good for the money, but is it good for them personally? Like, what do you?
Well, some of it's just a female thing because we don't really make as big a deal.
See, I say we didn't say it. Me and Rob didn't say it. That was
Well, no,
that was Joy. Joy said it.
They don't make as big a deal when it comes to the guys who do the same. You know, and in the basketball, you know,
There's always feuds. and
you've
fights.
got your, you know, your ones that are, you know, shaking their finger and like, you can't beat me, and you know, football, basketball, and everything, and we're all just like, yeah, that's right, not in my house.
Well, girls can't.
But
get
over
along
here,
either.
we're like, wow,
Girls never get along.
how
so.
rude. How rude is
That's
that?
what Rob said, right, Rob?
Oh, don't put me in
What an
Throw me
attitude
into
she
that.
has. What an attitude she has.
All right.
How nasty is that? How mean. Like, okay, well, the guys do it all the time, and y'all are over there pumping them up like, yeah, that's right. You tell them.
Yeah.
You tell them whose house it is.
Because when we do it, it's passion. When women do it, it's never mind. Well, what was,
He's like,
I'm trying to throw Rob on the boat. What was that
stay
again,
out
Rob?
of this.
I think all of this is part of the game.
Yeah.
It is part of the game. It has been, you know, since the beginning. And I think the attention, you know, that's bringing to them can be positive and can be beneficial to the industry.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it. You know, it's brought it into the limelight, and people are talking about it, and that's what you want.
And another thing, guys, that like this whole thing is manipulation, mostly by the media, because they know it's what and the WNBA they want that because it's putting butts in the seats.
I said they're getting the seats filled.
They're getting the seats filled.
People are watching.
I say it all the time. I say it all the time on this channel. Those rage bait YouTube channels that I always talk about. We're gonna talk about the Acolyte later, right? About how everything is woke or everything is. If the internet god, I say this all the time. If the internet gods, the TikTok gods or whatever, would come down and say, Chris, you would get 1 million followers. And if you haven't hit the follow button right now. Appreciate it. If you get 1 million followers tomorrow, if you just become the biggest Chris Hemsworth hater of all time, I would make him cry using my words every day. But until you give me that guarantee, I'm not gonna become that grifter. Being a grifter is just exhausting to me. I just don't have the time for it. I don't have that kind of hate in my heart. I'm like, I don't. But if you guaranteed the money, I could be persuaded. But like these, they're not enemies. They may not be best friends. They may never be best friends. But they don't hate each other. All this stuff is what the people in the comment section are people in whatever thread it is, and whether it's Twitter or TikTok, whatever it is, it's always somebody saying something disgusting or something about that. But guys, let us know what you guys think about this whole manipulated feud that's going on between Clark and Reese, and send your prayers out there to Brink, because she just got hurt and she's out for the year out from the spark, and she's my favorite. It's not Clark, it's not Reese, it's Brink. No, it's Plum. That's my girl.
Plum.
It's Plum all day. You don't know who Casey Plum is? Yeah, that's my. Who is your go-to WNBA player? Let us know in the box below, and let's keep talking. All right, let's move on to the next topic of the day. Before I get into that, guys, I want to remind you, guys, you want to send a question, comment. I'm watching the chat, whether you're on Instagram, on TikTok, anything. I'm watching all of it. If you want to support the channel, go to streamlabs.com/T3Media Studios/tips. That's one way you can do it. You can do a super chat on YouTube, or go if you're on TikTok. Tap that screen. You're not obligated to it, but help us out, help boost the channel, and get some eyes on this show as we keep rolling. I just want to throw that out real quick. Moving on to the next topic on the day, Acolyte. I want to do some TV talk, guys. If the screen would allow me to do it. Have we all got caught up on the Acolyte?
Yeah.
Rob, well, okay. Most of what I've been seeing online is I don't like the fact that the canon is being this and the canon. Tell us about Nick Cannon. What do you think? What's going on?
I mean, It is. The show is catering towards a new generation of Star Wars fans.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it. From a business standpoint, that makes perfect sense. You want to keep your intellectual property fresh and new.
Yeah.
The double-edged sword to that is you need to be able to do it correctly, and you have to keep enough of that original DNA of the intellectual property to not alienate your older generation, your older watchers.
Right.
I think they're in the process of doing that. I think it may be a slow burn to where it develops a little bit more as it goes on in the series. But I'm watching it.
I am too. I don't have any. Is the show perfect? No. Is the show what I thought it was going to be? No. But the nitpicking and and everything about this show, I am fully invested in the mystery of it. I could sit all day, like I see online, the nitpicking on, well, no, it's breaking canon because they said in episode 2, in the movies, that the Sith have been gone for all these decades and millennia, and now this story is showing us the Sith. They like, it's like they know the word Sith has never even been said yet. It hasn't been said. Is that person probably? Yes, probably. But I from episode 1 have come to the conclusion that this is a mystery, that something is going to be revealed at the end. Now, just because it's set up to have this big reveal in the last episode and you got to stick through it, that doesn't mean that the episodes leading to it should not be engaging and be entertaining and whatnot. So I don't fault people for, like, I'm tapping out after episode 2 or at episode 3 or episode 4. I don't fault you for that, because it's up to the show to keep you engaged. But do I think that the all of the criticisms that we've been hearing are legit? No, because they're nitpicking on stupid things. I don't like the fact that there's 2 women raising 2 children. So I don't like the fact that Anakin. So I don't care. I'm focused on this story. I'm engaged, babe. Am I crazy? What do you think?
No, I mean, I'm enjoying it. And I mean, like I already said when we talked about it, I don't know if it was maybe the week before last, I had no intention of watching this because I've not watched, besides the movies.
Because you're a hater.
I have not watched any of the other, like Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett or any of those. So I was not going to watch this. I was like, whatever.
Right.
But you put it on and I was like, I like it. I do feel like that you don't really, like, this does cater to trying to bring in new people to watch it, because you don't really need to know. You don't have to be like, oh, I've read all the books and I know everything about it, or you don't even really have to have watched any of the movies, because this is before any of that anyways. So, it's been exciting and mystery, so I think that it definitely could, like, you can get other people watching that would have normally watched.
Have you guys ever seen the Freddie Prinze Jr. interview where he talks about the new Star Wars fans, and he goes on this 5-minute rant because Freddie Prinze Jr. was one of the voices of a character of Jedi in Star Wars Rebels, and he said he worked very closely with George, Luke, the person who trained George Lucas. That George Lucas handed the keys to Lucasfilms to. I forgot his name already, but he went on this rant talking about Star Wars was for kids. I mean, like episode 4, the original 3 was for a certain group of kids back there in the 70s and the 80s, and episodes the prequels were for a new set of kids, and now these movies are for another group of kids. That you old guys from the original movies are just mad that the movies aren't catering to you anyway. But just like what you said, Robert, it's catering to a new group of kids, which is what Star Wars has always done. And like he went on his rant, like, you're just mad that Han Solo gave the Millennium Falcon to a girl, dude. That's what you're mad about. Just be honest. But it's like, it reminds me of hip hop. It's by the youth for the youth. It's for the kids.
I mean, especially like this week. Last week was a little slow.
Yeah.
The episode 3, but Episode 4 totally made up for it.
You think it made up? What about you, Rob? What do you think about episode from 3 to 4? Do you think it made up for?
I think it did gain some momentum.
Yeah,
the pace was a little bit faster. The couple things that you see that are very different from what people are conventionally used to from some of the Star Wars stuff. I forgot the character, but the older Jedi guy that the seems like everything's kind of centering around.
Like Yachty or whatever.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. Yeah, I got his picture up.
A couple things you notice. He is much more emotional and not as dogmatic as what you'd previously seen older Jedi.
Yeah.
But as a whole, you look at the actors and stuff that are on screen. You don't see a lot of gray-haired old Jedi men.
Yeah. It's 150 years before before the prequel, so it's he's younger.
Even in the scenes, you see a lot of the younglings. You see a lot of the younger Padawan, the younger Jedis.
Yeah.
And you're not seeing that older take the older gray-haired guys, and you're not seeing that side of them as being very dogmatic and very closed off.
Right, because we're before the Clone Wars. Exactly.
Because seeing that type of character is not necessarily that interesting unless it fits into a purpose or a role.
Yeah.
Just from face view, to see someone that can emote and give a lot of emotion, which the Jedi are supposed to not be doing, you can tell they are leaning into that a little bit harder on this show. And I think it makes it a little bit more interesting to watch.
Yeah, because something happened. I'm telling you, something. Them Jedi did something. They're
Yeah.
covering something
I
up.
enjoyed the cliffhanger because then you were like, "That was it. Now I gotta wait a whole freaking week
So
before
I feel like
what's
it's
going on."
But the drama with that Jedi in particular, people are going. They're losing their minds because this Jedi should not be alive because it's 150 years ago, and it turns out that canon of this Jedi being born in a certain date was set on a video game, an old video game, which was not was considered G canon back in the day when canon used to have different categories in Star Wars. There was G canon, which was George Lucas canon, and there was all these other different categories of canon. And anything that was on something like a book or a video game, George Lucas himself said that you don't have to follow that lore. If you establish that a Jedi or a Sith or something happened in this game or this book, you don't really have to consider that canon. But if it happened in the movie, that's G canon. That was so everybody online losing their mind saying that this Jedi, Kiade, or what I forgot his name, should not be alive. Should not be alive because it said that he in this video game it said that he was born on such and such a date. Well, George Lucas already established that you don't have to follow that. That was not official canon. If another director or if a movie or something in the future, if a writer wanted to break that lore, you were allowed to, because it was never in any of the movies. And in the Clone Wars, it never established his age or the fact that if he could be 1,000 years old or 300 years old or whatever. But now on this Disney Plus series, it turns out that I guess he can be that old. So people are like nitpicking, like, no, oh God, it's breaking canon. Oh my God. Like, no, like everybody understood that there was a whole bunch of different categories of canon. Did it make sense all the time? No. Did I like it all the time? No. But it is what it is, and if it's already been, if it's been established by like George Lucas and blah 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 and all that you can make that future writers and directors can make these liberties, and just try to enjoy the story. I don't understand why everybody wants to. Everybody's online talking about how much they hate this show. Well, then why do you keep watching it? Yeah. Like but it's the rage bait, I guess. I don't know. Maybe should we turn this podcast into a rage baiting kind of like that? I mean, the clicks are there. Oh my God, there's a girl. I don't know. I don't know. Do you have the energy for that?
I do not. I don't have the persistence for that much tenacity.
You have the social bandwidth. for that. Exactly. I don't know. I just don't get it. Like just like Freddie Prinze Jr. said, dude. You just
even for writers, there's a reason why they write so many books and they stop and they change to a new series.
right.
If you were to translate that to Star Wars stories, right? You know how many books that would be? And, there are writers, they will do a certain amount of books and they will hand the series off to someone else, and someone else will continue to write further storyline.
Right. Right.
And it's just, imagine how much work would have to be to maintain a continuity in this story, in this universe, and not paint yourself into a corner
Right.
on certain aspects where you're like, oh man, we've written this part as this way, and that has cut off so many opportunities to develop other stories
Right.
and stuff like that. And as a writer, you don't know what you're going to be doing 20 years down the road.
Right.
You don't know where that series is going to take you in your head. So, the stories are great.
Yeah.
They can be told in many, many different ways and by many different people. And it's all built into the same universe. So I'm happy with the way it's being done.
Yeah. Is it like I said, is it perfect? No. Is there a chance that it could go into a direction where even I would be like, I'm tapping out? Yeah, it's possible, but I'm not there yet. But if any of you guys are, that's fine. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But those guys that are always, I'm gonna just get online and tell you how much I hate. Like I just do not have the patience for it. Until the internet gods tell me I can profit from it, I'm not gonna do it. All right, guys, let us know what you guys think about episode. What was that the fourth episode? I am still under the belief that guy. He's not. Maybe he is a Sith. Maybe he's not. But I think it's the friend that's helping May. That guy. I think it's him. I think. And I've been hearing people saying if that would be considered lazy writing. I can understand where they're coming from, but I don't agree. I just feel like that's the formula that's what Star Wars has done. It just seems to be this story. But I don't know. Maybe one of the mothers survived. I don't know. But I think it's that guy. But that's just me. And I think he was on what was that, the Good Place? That's that actor. I can't remember his name, but that's where he's from. He's too nice. He's too nice. So it's gotta be him. Let us know what you guys think, what your theories are, and let's keep talking. Okay. Moving on to we're on topic number 3. All right. Let's see if the graphic holds up. All right. We haven't done this. I haven't done this on a hot D.
The hot D.
The hot D. That's what we call it on this. We don't call it House of Dragons out of this. Hot D. Who's been watching the hot D? Have you? Are you, Rob? You haven't caught up to the?
This is where I'm severely lacking. I have not started this season.
You're lacking on the hot D. You haven't started on the House of the Dragon. You watched the first season?
Yeah, I watched the first season.
But I mean, we don't have to get all deep into it. Just basically the enjoyment factor of it. I
wouldn't be able to explain it anyways because I can't keep any of their names straight or who is who.
Targaryen.
Who is who and who belongs to who. I'm very
Targaryen number 1, Targaryen number 2.
From a writing aspect, I really love how he does the long character development. Some people get impatient because everybody wants instant gratification on a lot of their storylines. But he does a very slow development of your characters. Mm-hmm. And mixed in with that is that you never know where they're going to land, right? Yeah. You never know. That character development may seem like, okay, this is a good guy. Oh, no, maybe not. That is now a bad guy.
Yeah.
And I mean, the one thing they're very good at is continuing the tradition of, I didn't watch Game of Thrones, but I heard about it all over the place. We're not afraid to kill anyone.
Oh yeah.
Don't like anybody because they'll die.
Yeah. So this season picked up with the mother Targaryen trying to figure out
that one. I remember
if her son really was taken out by the dragon or just taken out from the last season. That cliffhanger.
Very upset
that
she's been gone for however many days.
Yeah.
And they've not heard anything. And one wants someone to send someone out to find her. And the older lady that was on a dragon, and I don't know what her name is.
Well, the sister-in-law or something like that, or her aunt, I think.
Maybe. Was basically like, Look, when my kid died, let me tell you, she needs closure.
Yeah.
Leave her alone.
Yeah.
She's got to get out there and get it for herself. And when she gets what she needs, she'll be back.
Yeah.
Stop worrying about it.
It was basically about her wanting to confirm what she was told in the season finale of last year, that if it's true that her youngest was taken out, to because it was such a I won't say slow episode because a lot of it's always a calm before the storm with this show. So you emotionally got what you needed from the beginning to the end, and you could tell that right at the end you picked up where you were like, oh yeah, it's gonna go down. A lot of people are not gonna
There's
survive.
about to be a war.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of body counts,
a lot of bloodshed,
a lot of hot
proverbial
D.
calm before the storm.
Exactly, and they did not let us down with the hotness, the hot D of it. The not the
cringy sex scenes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What do you call it? I'm just gonna. Oh, the soundboard's not working. I don't know if it's working or not. Yeah, the Dragon Daddies. There you go. There was some Dragon Daddy scenes in there. So this episode was a good start to this season, and you're just wondering. I'm just looking into everybody's eyes, like when is this person gonna snap? When is she gonna snap? When is the this epic war that we're leading into about to? Because like I said, I've never read any of the books or anything like that, but it was a great episode. I'm trying to be a little bit because I know you haven't watched it yet, but this is going to be. I have a feeling that we're going to be debating on whether or not House of Dragon is a better show than Game of Thrones, as epic as Game of Thrones is. I don't think they're going to disappoint, and I think House of Dragons has already been approved for season 3. So we're off to a great start. This episode was just mesmerizing and chilling, and as tired and exhausted as I was, I was not going to fall asleep until I finished that episode. Because to the way that last episode, that season finale ended, to see if there's going to be justice for that young man, that the way he went out, I'm like, oh, that dude's got to go. And there's a revenge moment that happens in this episode. I'm not going to tell you what happened, but to see how it was executed, for lack of a better word, and to see what that means for the hierarchy or whatever what it is for of power, the power dynamic. Because with heirs, there's the prince and whatnot. So there was a shakeup. There was a shakeup in this episode, and so with an attempted revenge moment, a shakeup in the power dynamic happened on the green side of the families. So without getting, because Robert hasn't seen it yet, so I don't want to spoil it to you. But if you guys have seen House of Dragons, if you want to talk about it, I'll see you in the chats, and we can talk about it on private. I'm trying to be vague because Rob hasn't seen it yet, so I don't want to spoil too much. I wouldn't be able to spoil that much anyway because I can't remember these names either. But the guy with the one eye, he's still alive, and he's pissing everybody off. After that, I want to talk a little bit about movie props, if we can change the subject. So let us know what you guys think about that, and let's keep talking about House of Dragon. So, movie props.
Yes.
Are we gonna? So Rob brought some interesting toys. What was that on Batman? Where did he get those interesting toys?
Yes.
He brought some displays for us, and he wants to talk about what are we going to be showing off and talking about right now?
We're gonna go over some of my favorite movie props from some of my collection and just some stuff that I've acquired. Some of these are some of the smaller, more recognizable things from the industry. Mm-hmm. A lot of these are 3D printed. Some of these are just purchased items, but you might recognize a few of these. So we've got Loki's mask from The Mask with Jim Carrey. Excellent movie. A lot of good costuming and a lot of good props and stuff in that movie. And this was one of those iconic things that I wanted to have in the collection. We've got another one that's pretty noticeable. The Hellraiser puzzle box. So this one definitely tied into a lot of the movies. It had very pivotal to the storyline of the movies. It basically revolved around the puzzle boxes. This one was one of my favorite props because of the movement stuff and the dynamics and the visible engineering that was involved in making of the prop. So it was one of those I really loved, and to see them in the movies where they would move and twist and change on their own. For me, growing up, I was like, for me, was really one of those things that I really was attracted to and really caught my attention. So naturally, I had to prop one.
What was it about that puzzle box that was it the gateway into to hell, or what was it about that?
Yes, more or less it was, and it allowed them to basically talk to the creatures that were there, and the trick was it was supposed to give them, they were supposed to be able to get something out of it.
Yeah.
And usually it did not go well
Right.
for the person who tried to get something
like a monkey paw, right?
The deal, yeah. It's like the deal with the devil never goes your way.
Yeah.
And that's basically how that ended up.
Right.
A couple of more. This one's probably from one of your favorite movies.
Oh, yeah.
The Fifth Element key. Fun little quickly visual, item that was just dropped into the movie, and it, instantly you look at it and it looks like it lives in that world.
Yeah.
And it, you see it's intricate, it's very detailed, so it's an eye catcher, and it only had a couple of seconds on film, in a couple of different scenes. Some other iconic ones from that movie. Multipass.
Yeah, that's the one that people wanted to go to props.
Absolutely. The multipass. So, even now mentally, when someone asks for an ID, my brain hears that character say multipass.
Yeah.
And it's stuck there forever. So that was one of the ones that I wanted to have in the collection as well. And then also from the Fifth Element, one of the stones.
Is that Earth?
I think this is the Earth stone.
Yeah.
I don't entirely remember. I always got them confused as far as what the shapes and the glyphs were on the side. So those are a couple of my favorites. Before I dive into a few more, I wanted to ask, what are some of the ones that you remember from some of the movies that really caught your eye? Big thing, small thing.
Would puppets count, or animatronics or things like that? I think of the Gremlins. I think about the Mogwai props on there. Props, of course. Since I'm a Star Wars guy, I think about lightsabers and
lightsabers.
Things like that.
Really epic.
Yeah.
Everyone visually knows you see a lightsaber.
Yeah. I say I didn't really watch them, but my kids did. Harry Potter, the Quidditch, the ball with the little wings.
Balls with wings. I'll refrain from the joke.
The Harry Potter thing. My wife is a huge Harry Potter fan, so naturally we have a lot of Harry Potter props as well.
You know what I've been thinking about getting for the studio? Those candles that float from the ceiling,
floating,
and you have a wand that can control can turn those on, like the. Props like that, and the fact that you can buy those kinds of props and stuff like that. There's certain types of props in movies where you instantly go while watching the movie, I gotta have that. I wish I had that. That's when you have something special, whether it's the Harry Potter wand or the Quidditch ball and things like that. What's another good prop? Well, for a little while, something as simple as sunglasses, when the Matrix came out, those shades, that phone, and until smartphones came out, then those little flip phones were obsolete.
I mean, that's what makes a good prop.
Yeah.
The minute you see it, you're
You
like,
know.
oh, that's cool. What is that?
Yeah.
And it really draws your attention in. And sometimes they're very pivotal to the story. Sometimes they're something that's made to live in that world and build the feel of that world. And then some that are just
the Men in Black, the thing that
Erase your
memory.
Neuralizer.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
What about the noisy cricket?
Oh
Remember
yeah,
that?
the little gun. Yeah,
And you knew it by the name.
by the name. Yeah,
And that's mentioned. I mean, that's mentioned once in one of the movies. Where the name, but everyone remembers.
but it had an impact. Yeah,
tiny little pistol.
that little guy right there. There's obviously things like batarangs and things like that, but yeah, those are more known because they're used over and over and over again in each movie. Things like lightsabers and stuff like that. That's a standard. That's a staple.
You're from the Avengers, the glove with all the stones.
Oh yeah, the gauntlet. Yeah, the Thanos' gauntlet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one that's got made very popular. Some of the older generation stuff like the Book of the Dead from the Mummy, Brandon Fraser. Another one. This was another 3D printed little project I made.
Yeah.
And it's something that's like, oh wow, that's an interesting looking book, or just the detail in it and the moving parts really added to the scene and gave the actors something to bounce themselves off of as far as their interactions. And one more, so we've got the cryptex from Da Vinci Code.
Yeah.
Another one of the things where instantly you look at it and you're like, wow, that was a neat piece of engineering of prop design. So even if you know nothing about it, you can kind of glance at it and go, somebody put some time and engineering into the development of that part.
Exactly.
And it's like, oh, that's a cool prop. Yeah, I absolutely want one of those. And probably one of the last ones I wanted to touch on was something that was not even in the movie.
I was just about to say, like it was on the poster. It was on the
on the
VHS box or the DVD.
It's on the DVD
It's on the DVD cover, but it's I'm still gonna count it as a prop because
it was
it's
so
iconic.
widely used in the media, and it's
the marketing,
pretty easy layup for the marketing there, having the logo on it. And there was,
Well, soap was mentioned a lot in the movie. Yeah. He was. I think did he sell soap or?
Yeah, they made and sold soap.
Yeah. So that's what it was about. It was a prop. So technically, it kind of was, but it's saying Fight Club obviously wasn't.
I think we're breaking a rule by talking about it.
Yeah. There you go. Tyler Durden, man. Tyler. I heard that they wanted to make a sequel to that. I don't know how you could.
I'd watch it.
But those my favorite props, things like the Freddy Krueger claw and stuff like that. The Jason machete and the mask and stuff like that.
I mean, there's big stuff. I mean, like the DeLorean.
Yeah.
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
That's prop.
TIE fighters, X-Wing.
Yeah, TIE fighter, X-Wing. How many people would not recognize a TIE fighter?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and every time I see a picture of one, I can hear it. I can hear the sound that it makes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I guess, guys, what are some of your favorite movie or TV props that the second you see it, it instantly takes you back. You go back in time. What is it that Marty McFly, that hoverboard? That's one.
Well, this is our TV show that we watch, Evil.
Yeah.
Every single week, the opening credit is a pop-up book.
Oh yeah,
it's different every week because it's themed to the episode
whatever
you're watching.
About,
but they're always pop-up books.
Yeah, but so Evil
and they pop. They pop up.
Yeah.
As they go through the credit.
That's a good part. So I would consider for that show the pop-up book is
books.
Heavily used on it because and I don't know if you started watching that show on Paramount.
I have a little bit.
Yeah, every
I don't remember
episode.
if it was that way from the beginning.
I probably
I can't
not.
remember,
Maybe
but
like
I know at
season 2 or
least the
season
last few have.
Yeah.
It's their pop-up books for every single opening.
And
I do like the guy that plays the bad psychologist.
Leland.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
He was in the Fallout series, and I was like, oh yeah, I like that
that
guy.
guy. That guy. I can't wait till I'm hoping. For all we know, he's gonna win. That's how evil this show is. But yeah, like let us know, guys, what some of your favorite props from some of your favorite movies or TV shows.
Oh yeah, I see you
are.
have your pictures on the screen.
Yeah,
I didn't even think
like
about Wilson.
Wilson. Oh yeah, Wilson.
the
Wilson.
volleyball with the bloody
The
hand.
glove,
print.
I wouldn't even consider that a prop. He was pretty much a character. It was. I'm surprised Wilson didn't get nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
I mean, there are a lot of props that are, the movie was hyper focused around the prop.
Yeah.
And there were, there's been some movies where the prop has overtaken a scene.
Yeah.
You remember, was it the older Masters of the Universe with Dolph Lundgren?
The He-Man movie? Yeah.
So there was a prop in that movie that was
The key. The key.
Yes, you remember that.
That key was so awesome.
Yes, and that was a master class in prop making.
Yeah.
And it was so good that it almost took away from the movie.
Yeah.
So, that was one of the few times I've ever seen that happen. It's like, that prop is too good for this movie.
If you would have told me that movie only had like $100 million budget, I'd be like, no, there's somebody put another 300 million into that movie. That one prop alone was. You're right. Was so good. It was so. It had keys on it. It moved. It opened up.
Open parts.
It had so many moving parts. That's got to be hands down one of the best props I've ever seen. I'm glad you reminded me of that. I haven't seen that movie in so long. I heard that they're working on. They just cast the new He-Man actor, so they're working on a sequel to that. Hands down, I got it. Maybe I should do maybe we should do a best rundown of the best props, because it's gonna hard to top that one. That was one of, like you said, masterclass of prop making right there. It's gonna be kind of hard to beat that. The movie didn't do that great, but that prop was one of the best ever. Guys, let us know what movie do you think of? What's one of your favorite props from a movie that you've watched or that you love? Something that brings you that nostalgic, warm feeling when you think about that you instantly see it. Hey, that's the one from that movie. Like my favorite movie from Clerks. That one from that guy in that movie that came out last year. That vague description. Let us know what you guys have or you guys think on that, and let's keep talking. All right. So yeah, that is tonight's episode of Talking Through the Media, guys. Anything in the chats specifically on some of the
Not really.
guys? Well, I'll let you know for the portion of the We Got Your Mail kind of portion of the show. I usually save that for the end of the show, but I'm bringing back the We Got Your Mail show. So if we don't hear, if you donate or if you send a super chat or something during the show and we get interrupted by the robot voice, your donation will chime through as we're talking. If we don't get those, it won't, and we don't highlight it on this show. But if you're watching this after the fact, or if you're some of your live chats, we see that we can answer. We want to highlight. We are bringing back the We Got Your Mail show. I guess it's its own little thing. It's like a little subcategory of Talking Through the Medias. We're bringing that back. So we're going to be looking through social media, through the TikTok, through Facebook, all those, and all your comments on certain videos that we post. We're going to be responding to that directly and giving you guys a shout out on this channel. So look out for that. That should be getting back up and running again by next week. I'm hoping to have that up. It will be Lana Marie who will be hosting We Got Your Mail from now on. So look out for that, guys. All right. So check out that, and like as I always say, send your questions, your thoughts, and your concerns on that. So you'll be seeing your comments on We Got Your Mail in upcoming videos. Guys, I want to thank the panel here for helping me out and talking about today's topics. Starting off with Robert. I keep saying Rob. I don't know why. I don't know if you prefer that or not.
Close enough.
Robert, if people want to find you online, what can they do so?
You can catch me on Facebook or Instagram at RXR Props.
And also joining us, thank you, Joy, for gracing us with your presence and for being my wife and my better half. Where can people find you online?
My TikTok is Viola Fagan, and my Instagram is Scrub Hats and More by Joy.
And guys, as always, if you want to reach out to me, you can do that through all the socials, T3 Media Studios, or if you want to reach out to me directly, my personal social is Chris W. Fagan on all of them. Just reach out to me there. And guys, appreciate you guys for helping us out with these topics and keeping us entertained in the chat. And as I always say, guys, Talking to the Medias has been brought to you in front of a live studio audience from prop masters like Rob himself. So good night, guys. Good night, Michael. See you in the chat. Appreciate you guys. And until next time, have a good one, guys. Peace. Thank you guys for watching our video. I really do appreciate it. Remember, you can support our show by becoming a member or a Patreon. So click the subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the bell for notifications so you'll never miss out on when we go live or post new content. Let's stay connected, grow this community together. Like, subscribe, comment, and let's keep talking.